Ну, поехали. Добрый день, меня зовут Валентина Дмитриевна, и сегодня у нас вебинар по английскому языку. Тема нашего вебинара – «Самые высокие здания мира». Сегодня мы обсудим с вами одно из таких зданий, познакомимся с новыми словами и прочитаем текст, а также выполним несколько упражнений. Поэтому, если вы подключились к прямому эфиру, присылайте ваши ответы в чат. Okay, let's begin. So here we have a little task for beginning. So here we need to match the buildings to the countries and answer the question, what is so special about these buildings? So here we have 3 countries and 3 pictures. Let's try to do this exercise. I'll give you 20 seconds to think and then we'll check the answers, okay? Any ideas? So here we have France, Malaysia and USA. And we can find the Empire-staitt-bilding in the USA, the Petronas Tower in Malaysia and the Eiffel Tower in France. So, and look at these words and let's read them. Repeat after me. Tall, meters, high, floor, inside, observatory, amazing, light, building. Okay, good. Once again. Tall, meters, high, floor, inside, observatory, amazing, light, building. Good. Now let's do the exercises. Task number 1. Here we have English words and their Russian equivalents. Let's try to match the words with its Russian equivalents. Here we have, once again, tall, meters, high, floor, inside, observatory, amazing, light, and building. So I'll give you about 40 seconds to think, and then I'll show you the answers. Okay, let's begin. Well, okay, let's check the answers. Here we have, number 1 is A, so tall is высокий in Russian, meters is метр or метры, number 3, high is also E, высокий, so tall and high are synonyms, 4 is floor, which is этаж in Russian, inside is D, which is внутри. Observatory is H, which is смотровая площадка in Russian. Amazing is B, which is удивительный. Light is C, which is легкий, светлый. And the last word is building, it's A, it's здание in Russian. Okay, good. And now we have task number 2. Here we have 4 pictures and 4 words. And we need to match the words with these pictures. So let's try to do this exercise and then I'll show you the answers. I think 30 seconds would be enough, okay? So let's do this exercise. And let's check the answers. Here we have number 1 is picture C. So here's a building. Number 2 is light. Here's light. Number 3 is tall, which is picture D. So tall, this person is tall. And the last word is observatory, which is picture A, observatory. Good. And here is the task number 3. So here we need to complete the gaps. We have these words: tall, high, floor, inside, observatory, amazing, light, and building. So we need to put one of these words into one of these sentences. The sentences are: this building has a very famous, so something is famous. There are lots of something in this house. My father is a very, probably an adjective, man. We had something trip to London. Let's go and sit down. The room is probably another adjective, and cozy. And there are lots of expensive in this area. So let's think and try to complete this task, okay? I'll give you 1 minute to think, and then we will check the answers and probably discuss it. Okay, let's begin. Okay, are you ready to check the answers? And I'm going to show you. Okay, here we have number 1. This building has a very famous observatory. Okay, there are lots of floors in this house. Floors, plural. My father is a very tall man. Good. We had an amazing trip to London. So the trip was very amazing. I was so impressed about this trip. Amazing trip to London. Let's go inside and sit down. So let's go inside some building, maybe a cafe or a restaurant, and sit down there, or maybe a library. And number 6 is: the room is light and cozy. So there are lots of light in this room, and it's cozy. And there are lots of expensive buildings in this area. Okay. And I have another task for you, an extra task. The task is, now I want you to make your own sentences using these words. So you can choose any of these words and try to do your own sentences. Try to make your own sentences with one of these words, okay? you can send your ideas into the chat and I'll read them. Okay, and now let's read the text about the Empire-State-Building. The Empire-State-Building is the tallest building in New York. It is 443 meters high and has 103 floors. It was built in 1930 and took 1 year and 45 days to complete. The ESB is one of the largest office spaces in the world, but it also has many shops and restaurants inside. The Empire State Building has 73 super-fast lifts. The fastest of these travel from the ground to the 80th floor in only 45 seconds. If you choose to walk to the top, you need to climb 1,860 steps. At the Empire State Building, most visitors go straight to the observatory on the 86th floor. The view is amazing. On a clear day, you can see 4 miles around. Looking at the Empire State Building from a distance is also great. The top floors are decorated with beautiful lights. These change colors every day. Depending on the occasion, the building can be white, green, blue, purple, red, or orange. If you are ever in New York, don't forget to visit the Empire State Building. It offers the best view of New York and it's one of the city's most historic buildings. And here I've got some pictures of the Empire State Buildings for you just to watch. So here we can see the Empire State Building and its observatory. Good, and task number 1. Here we need to answer the question. The question number 1 is, what is the name of this building? What is the height of it? How many floors does it have? And when was it built? You can find all the answers in this text. So let's try and find the answer for the first question. What is the name of this building? So what do you think? What is the name? And the answer is, the name of this building is the Empire State Building. Okay, question number 2. What is the height of it? So probably we need some numbers here. The height. And the answer is, it is 443 meters high. Good, and the question number 3. How many floors does it have? So do you remember the word floors? Floors. How many floors? And the answer is, it has 103 floors. So that's why it's the tallest building in New York. And, the question number 4, when was it built? Probably we need a date here. When was it built? And the answer is, it was built in 1930. Okay. Task number 2. Here we need to read the statements which are here and mark them with R for right, W for wrong, and DS for doesn't say. So you can send your answers into the chat. You can type RWODS. So let's begin. The first statement is, the Empire-State-Building is the tallest building in America. Is it right, wrong, or doesn't say? Okay, and the answer is, it doesn't say here, because there is no word America. The Empire State Building is the tallest building in New York, but not in the whole America probably. Okay? The statement number 2. Lots of people work inside the Empire State Building. Is it right, wrong, or doesn't say? We don't have any information about it. So what do you think? And the answer is, this statement is right. So there are lots of people who work there. And statement number 3, you can get to the top of the Empire State Building in 45 seconds. So what do you think? Is it right, wrong, or doesn't say? Okay, and the answer is, it's wrong, because you can get to the 80th floor in 45 seconds, but if you choose to walk to the top, you need to climb lots of steps. And the last statement, the lights on the top floors of the Empire State Building change colors many times a day. So what do you think? Is it right or wrong? Or we don't have any information about that? Well, this statement is wrong, because the top floors are decorated with beautiful lights, but these lights change colors every day, and not many times a day. So every day, but not many times a day. Okay, task number 3. Oh, no, sorry. For the next task, we need to revise this grammar topic. So, as you remember, in English we have adjectives, and then you want to compare two subjects to describe nouns, like people, objects, or animals. You need to use the comparative or superlative forms of adjectives. So, if your word has one syllable, like strong or big, if your word is not long, so you just need to add er, and you will get stronger, bigger. And if your word has two syllables and its ending is y, you need to drop this I letter and add IER. Okay? And if your word has 2, 3, 4 syllables, so your word is long, you just need to add the word more, like famous, more famous. And you can compare two nouns. But to make the superlative form, you need to add the est and the, so you'll get the strongest or the biggest. Once again, if your word has ending y, you just need to drop this ending and add yest. So you'll get the tightest, the funniest. But if you have a long word with 2, 3, 4 syllables, you just need to add the, most, and that's all. And you will get the most famous, the most beautiful. And there are some irregular comparative, but I'm sure you know them already. Okay, and now let's do the exercise. So we're going to read the text again and find 5 adjectives in the superlative form. Okay, I'm going to read it one more time. The Empire-State-Building is the tallest building in New York. It is 443 meters high and has 103 floors. It was built in 1930 and took 1 year and 45 days to complete. The ESB is one of the largest office spaces in the world, but it also has many shops and restaurants inside. The Empire State Building has 73 super-fast lifts. The fastest of these travel from the ground to the 80th floor in only 45 seconds. If you choose to walk to the top, you need to climb 1,860 steps. At the Empire State Building, most visitors go straight to the observatory on the 86th floor. The view is amazing. On a clear day, you can see 4 miles around. Looking at the Empire State Building from a distance is also great. The top floors are decorated with beautiful lights. These change colors every day. Depending on the occasions, the building can be white, green, purple, red, or orange. If you are ever in New York, don't forget to visit the Empire State Building. It offers the best view on New York and is one of the city's most historic buildings. Okay, so now let's find 5 adjectives in the superlative form. 5 adjectives from this text. So if you have any ideas, send them into our chat, okay? I'll give you 30 seconds to think and then we'll check the answers. Okay, and the answers are, here we have the tallest, so the Empire State Building is the tallest building in New York, the largest, the fastest, that was about the lifts, and the best, and the most historic. So 5 adjectives in superlative. Okay, good. And here is the task 4. I suggest you to collect information and then write a short text about a famous building in your country. So you can choose any of buildings you like and write a short text. And here is the plan for you. Name, town or city where any of these buildings is situated, any recommendation, what should you visit there, number of floors, so how many floors does it have, when was it built, probably the date, the year, the height, what a visitor can do or see there, and the type of the building. Okay, you can choose any building you want. So, and then you can send your text into our chat, and I'll read them later. Okay, that would be really interesting. And here I have a question for you. So tell me, if you don't have any problems with our topic today, type a word green into our chat. So green if you don't have any problems, all is clear. Or if you have some little problems, type a word yellow into our chat. And if you don't understand the task or a text or new words, send red color into our chat, and then I'll read all your answers. Okay. And если у вас есть какие-нибудь вопросы, я буду рада на них ответить. Жду в чате. Хорошо, спасибо большое за наш вебинар сегодняшний, и встретимся на следующей неделе. До свидания. Всем здоровья.